From New York City, it's The Hirsh Show. On today's show, it's Hirsch's Thoughts, and he takes you to Citi Field for the Mets home opener. Now, here is Hirsh.
Howdy, party people. Welcome to The Hirsh Show. It's time for another exciting episode. And this one is going to be a real good one. I promise you that. So today is about the Mets. It's all about the Mets. And if you guys know me, I'm a huge Met fan. And I've been a Met fan my whole life. You know, I can remember one day my mom taking me to our local Target that just opened at the time. Keith Hernandez and Ron Darling were there. And they signed little Mets onesie that I had. It was so awesome. I don't have it, obviously, because I don't think it'll fit me. I don't think so. I mean, today's going to be a great show. I'm taking you to the Mets home opener, which was very exciting and had a very profound meaning in another way. And I'll explain that later in the show. I've been dealing with, quite a bit of feedback regarding the first episode of the show, and I'm so happy that you guys enjoy it. We're going to keep doing this, and hopefully you guys will keep tuning in for more episodes, and it's my treat for you. It's really my treat. So I'm just by myself today because I wanted this to be as genuine of an episode as I can, because obviously later in the show, and first of all, I want you to stick around until the very last few minutes of this show, because I have something very important to tell all of you regarding today's show. But this is a very exciting day regarding what we've got on store. Let me tell you something. The Mets and Citi Field on opening day are just a completely different animal. I've been to Citi Field many, many times, and nothing was quite like this. I mean, it was so exciting to watch. My favorite team open up the home opener, the home season, the home stand or whatever. I don't know what the hell you want to call it. But, it's been it was a very nice time. I would say that. So one of my all-time favorite parts of the stadium, of course, are the food stands, obviously. And this year they had so many new options. I mean, I got to try some Korean barbecue. I really wanted to try this donut milkshake that they have. I mean, this is what it looks like. It looks incredible. I mean, it was like a donut with caramel corn on top. Hello, diabetes. I always say that Citi Field is a very electric place, and, it's one of the most fan-friendly parks in Major League Baseball. There's no doubt about it. Not only that, there's a wide variety of things to do. If you have a family and you want to keep your kids busy, if they're not watching the game, if they're stuck on their phones, and get them off their phones by taking them to center field where they can do wiffle ball practice, or even hit in the batting cage, or do the Ford Challenge, the ninja course that they had, or even meet Mr. and Mrs. Met. They're waiting to take your picture at center field. I remember a long time ago, before they put in the Ford. I think it's the ninja course or whatever. There used to be a dunk tank in there, and I would get so close every time. I never got the chance to dunk somebody. Man, it just. I'll never get that opportunity ever again. But you know what? You live, you learn, and that's how it goes. Not only that, there's so many things to see. I mean, the view is just absolutely incredible. Plus now they have this giant screen that you look at. When I went to this game, I was in center field, so I had to keep doing this to kind of try and look over and see. I mean, I couldn't see a damn thing, but you know what? That thing was massive. Not only that, I got to sit with the 7-line army. I got to meet some of my old friends again that I always see at the parks. So yeah, it was a good time. So right now, I want to get into Hirsch's thoughts right now. I'll tell you what my thoughts are on some current things that are going around. So if you're paying attention this week, then two of television's biggest anchors were relieved from their duties from their respective networks. So starting off with Tucker Carlson from Fox. So I don't know exactly what it means. Did they fire him? Did he leave? But it apparently says that they cut ties with Tucker. Of course, Tucker was the network's 8 o'clock host, probably one of the most popular hosts. And of course, it comes at like about a week after the network settled with Dominion Voting Systems on a nearly $800 million settlement over election fraud and their continued claims of election fraud. And it was this just came out of the blue. Are they trying to like save ass or something? I really don't know what they're trying to do. But, Tucker Carlson, you won't be missed. So I'm not sure exactly what to feel about this because, one, I don't like Fox News. Two, I honestly don't believe that he is who he is on camera. I think he's a completely different person off camera. But then again, this guy has made so many false claims that I think it's warranted. That's my thought. And then Don Lemon from CNN got fired, you know what? This one's very confusing because he put out a statement on Twitter saying that he got fired. But now CNN's saying they parted ways with him or he left the network. But now, Don Lemon's getting blasted on Twitter by CNN's PR department. So basically, the statement on Twitter, he writes, "I was informed this morning by my agent that I have been terminated by CNN. I am stunned after 17 years at CNN. I would have thought that someone in management would have the decency to tell me directly." And then CNN comes out with a statement saying Don Lemon's statement about this morning's events is inaccurate. He was offered an opportunity to meet with management, but instead released a statement on Twitter. The network's initial statement, on his exit was like far more differential, noting that the two had parted ways, kind of like what Fox did with Tucker Carlson. The network's saying that Don will forever be a part of the CNN family, but yet you left him in the dirt. But then again, Don Lemon's not the best cookie either. I mean, he has made some very controversial statements, and I'm a Democrat. I'm a liberal Democrat, but he made some statements about Nikki Haley that I thought were a bit harsh. Granted, I don't like her at all. I hate her guts, but you just don't do that as an anchor. So I don't know how to feel about this firing either. You know how they say, how firings come in threes? I'm expecting Rachel Maddow to get the hook soon. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. But Don Lemons just came as a shock. I was kind of expecting Tucker Carlson, but Don Lemons just came at a shock. So, I really don't know. But, better them than me. All right, you know what? Enough of this stuff. We'll be right back after this. And again, please stay to watch till the end of the show for a very important message. Next, I'm taking you to Citi Field after this.
Outside Citi Field, it might be cloudy, it might be chilly and all that, but you know what, we're gonna have a great day, and you know it. Yes, Citi Field today. Yes, indeed. That's I honestly expect to hear the Blues song. I don't know about you. Any minute now. All right, I've been waiting for this for 8 months. Let's go inside. Let's go. And here we are. Look how massive this screen is. Holy shit. Oh, that's a good doggo. That's a good doggo. Oh yeah. Nothing like a baseball recap, but that scoreboard's glitched. That scoreboard is all glitched. But zigzag. Cold for that?
Meet the Mets, meet the Mets, meet the Mets. Head for the park and greet the Mets. Hot dogs, green grass, all out of shade. Guaranteed to have a heck of a day.
Season in New York.
Runs over the wall. Jersey, Brooklyn, Queens, uptown and down. Let's go.
And now, let's meet your 2023 New York Mets.
Please now give a warm Citi Field welcome to the owners of your New York Mets, Steve and Alex Cohen, and members of the Cohen family. Adam Ottavino, Omar Narvaez, Francisco Alvarez, Luis Guilherme, Max Scherzer, David Peterson, Brooks Raley, Tim Locastro, Tommy Pham, Tommy Hunter, David Robertson, Kodai Senga, Justin Verlander, Drew Smith, John Curtis, Carlos Carrasco, Jose Quintana, Dennis Santana, Denny Reyes, Steven Nogosek in his second season as the manager of the New York Mets, Buck Showalter. Leading off for the Mets in center field, number 9, Brandon second, in right field, number 6, Starling Marte. Batting third at shortstop, number 12, Francisco Lindor. Batting cleanup at first base, number 20, Pete Alonso. Batting fifth at second base, number 1, Jeff McNeil. Batting sixth in left field, number 19, Mark Hanna. Hitting seventh, the designated hitter, number 32, Daniel Vogelbach. Batting eighth at third base, number 10, Eduardo Escobar. Batting ninth and in the bullpen, catcher number 3, Tomas Nido. And warming up in the bullpen, today's starting pitcher for the Mets, number 38, Tyler McGill. Fans, there's still one more player.
Oh shit! Oh shit! There we go! Oh shit! Oh shit!
Please welcome the 2022 National League Reliever of the Year. We hope he gets well real soon, Edwin Diaz. Fans, let's hear it one more time for your 2023 New York Mets.
See ya! Oh my God, Pin Man! So let's see the new pins you got this year.
I got 6 opening day pins in my pocket.
Wow.
I didn't put them on yet.
All right, guys, I'm here with the greatest baseball couple in the world. Now, Mr. Met, we're cool, but you know what, Mrs. Met? We kind of have a score to settle. Yeah. Back in August, you denied me a hug.
I need a hug, man. Thanks so much, man. But Mrs. Met, I want one. No hugs? Come on. I got denied.
How dare? See,
How dare?
So what do you say? I'm not mad at you anymore. Thank you so much.
Okay, so we're inside the amazing video shop.
check this out. Using game sign. It's absolutely incredible.
Snaps the club down a little bit as he gets the return feed from Tomas Nito. As he gets to the right side, one on the over. Stop it. He gets to the spot. The analyzers out there. 2.5.
And of course, the famous Citi Field, dirt. Lots of dirt. Of course, the most famous thing they have here are the grab bags. $40, and you can either get jersey swatches, baseballs, autographed bats, autographed equipment. It's anything can happen.
Spin of the wheel, go ahead. You know about Jordan, either one side.
Yeah, because it says on the outside.
Left, right, or center?
Your
Right here? You want this one?
Come on, let's get me a jersey, let's give me gloves.
Roll.
Alright, bases loaded, nobody out. It's Pete Alonso at the plate.
Ahead of the count, 1-2. And spins one in for strike 3 call.
They struck out
And Pete knew it.
looking.
Here's Marcana. That's on the bases loaded and nobody out. And Canada takes 4-4, and it forces in the first run of the game.
Holy shit! We scored! We scored!
I've never heard of this thing called scoring. What is that?
I know, scoring, I'm confused.
I have no idea.
Oh shit! It's big boy power!
Right side, lets it go. The pitcher doesn't care. Run comes home.
Big boy power! Big boy power! That's my brother!
Wind up now, the 2-2. Grounded off of McGill and into right field. A base hit. McGill ends up on his backside.
Tyler McGill just got hit by a foul ball.
Tomorrow I'm gonna bring my scarf.
Right on the ankle.
I didn't bring.
Here's Pete Alonso, who had a chance with the bases loaded and nobody out in the third inning and struck out.
Base hit for Alonso. Nito around third, heading home. The throw by Sanchez, and it gets on by. Nito scores. Nimmo stops at third. Alonso into second. It's 3-0.
Brandon, where the hell are you? There you are, Brandon. I love you. It does not feel like 54 degrees.
Nice.
Know if the clock runs out.
That's right.
Swing and a miss. First curveball that McGill's thrown all day. Something more interesting too. Marte gets a hold of one. Out to left center field. Headed back toward the wall. It's out of here. Starling Marte with his first home run of the year.
Oh shit! Starling Marte just hit a ding dong.
Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back.
And Escobar lines it toward the hole. One hopper to Birdie. Gets the out at second. A rise to first. Not in time. A run comes home. And it's 5-0 New York. Runners at the corners for Tomas Nito. And he socks one in the air to left. Tagging is Canna. Backpedaling is Sanchez. Canna can walk on in. Escobar is going to try for second. The throw coming in. And he's out. The run counts though. Canna crossed the plate.
Here it
Cooper. High fly ball, center field. Nimmo's going back. He's at the wall, and it's a 3-run home run for Garrett Cooper.
Well, that happened. 6-3.
And he drives one in the air to deep left field. Sanchez goes back, takes a look, and it's out of here.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Francisco Lindor just hit a ding dong.
Pete gets a hold of one to center field. Back goes Chisholm, right back near the wall, and it's out of here. Back-to-back home runs, Lindor and Alonso. Number 4 for Pete, and it's 9-3.
Back-to-back. Francisco Lindor and then Pete Alonso. What's he do?
And a ground ball hit to short. Lindor with a flip. McNeil with a turn. In time, double play, and the ball game is over. Back.
Put it in the books. Hell yeah. Woo. Okay, Mets win this one. A big slugfest, 9-4. Everything happened later in the game, but you know what? It's a great day for baseball. We'll see you next time on... I almost ate shit with a beer can. We'll see you next time on the Hirsh Show. See ya.
Man, I gotta tell you, that game was so much fun. If I could keep your attention for a few minutes, that would be ideal. So... You know, the game itself was great. I'd never been to an opening day game before in my life, so this was something completely new for me. Of course, I've been to Mets games throughout essentially my entire adult life. But this game meant something different. Now, I want to be as open, as transparent as I can, because, you know, that's who I always aspire to be, is someone who is honest. As a lot of you may know, and for those who do know me, and for maybe those who aren't aware of me, I suffer from depression. I suffer from mental illness. And a couple of days prior to the game, I had gone through probably one of the worst meltdowns, or I guess breakdowns, I don't know what you want to call it, I had suffered in a long time. You know, back in September, that's what kind of stopped me from continuing to make more Hirsh Show episodes, because I stopped, you know, I had a mental breakdown and I needed to take time to take care of myself. But this one was different. This one was very different, and I'm going to put a trigger warning out there right now, just so y'all are aware. So it basically all stemmed from family issues and work issues, you know, my day job and everything. It kind of just balled up, the stress of it all. And not only that, I'm dealing with family problems, and, you know, I'm having, you know, social problems. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people in the country and the world deal with that all the time. You know, I'm not different. You know, I deal with problems like everybody else. But my brain is wired and you know, in a way that I tend to take things a bit more personally. I know I shouldn't be doing that, but it just is something that I can't break. And I'm trying to get that fixed. I felt that I wasn't good enough. I felt that, you know, I was becoming a burden to not only myself, but my family, my colleagues, and everybody around me, because there were, you know, I'm not perfect. I consider myself to be a perfectionist. I hate making mistakes, and I happen to make a lot of mistakes. And, you know, that's just human nature, but I just can't seem to stop internalizing it or getting upset about making mistakes, because the last thing I want to do is be unreliable or someone who can't be trusted. And it got to me. It got to me real good, and it scared the living hell out of me. I had, you know, for a while now, honestly, and I'll be open and transparent about it. I've had ideations of suicide. I've attempted once. So, you know, I didn't feel like I could go on. It happened the Wednesday before the game. The next day, you know, I basically just stayed in bed, didn't do anything. After, you know, I went to my therapist and said, I'm going to do all this self-care stuff, you know, prioritize my laundry, you know, getting things cleaned up. I didn't do anything. Shit just flew off the handle, and I just stayed in bed and played video games and looked up videos of suicide by cop, because I honestly thought that was going to get me the most attention. Because there was this one video that struck me. I'm not going to get all the nitty-gritty details, but all I'm basically going to say is this guy called 911 on himself, you know, for having like a knife or a gun. You know, gave the description of the suspect, and it turns out he was giving a description of himself. Police came, he had a weapon, and they shot him dead. And I honestly thought about doing that too, because I thought it'd be quick and painless. The next day, after I woke up, I sort of had a realization, like, I need to get my head out of the gutter. What I was thinking was stupid, and that I should continue to actively seek help, because quite honestly, the help that I'm getting right now, it's doing nothing. I'll be very open about it. The help I'm getting right now is doing jack squat. So I took the time to just relax. I called my boss and, you know, told him what happened. Well, didn't really specify what happened because I didn't want to alarm him. And I told him, hey, I'm going to need Friday. I'm going to need a day to just decompress, because this happened, and I don't want it affecting my work. And they were very supportive. They even offered to give me the weekend, and I was like, I don't think that'll be necessary. So I ended up taking Friday. You know, the Mets thing was a completely unrelated to this at all. It just happened to fall at the right time. So I figured, okay, you know what? Let's go to the game. Let's see what I can do as far as like decompress. You know, in the video, you see me as my usual cheerful self. But in my head, I was very anxious. I was trying to get myself together. I didn't do exactly what I wanted to do. But from what you saw in the Mets thing, I think I got a good bunch of stuff. I want to go back to the moment where I was hanging with the mascots and I got the hug from Mrs. Met. You know, at the time, you know, I wanted to do, you know, the skit where, you know, it was based on a true story. I didn't get a hug from Mrs. Met, so I asked for one, you know, 8 months later, and I got one. I took a screenshot, and I'm going to put it up here right now. at the time, I just didn't think about, the meaning of it all. But when I went back to the stands and I just kept looking at it and looking at it, it kind of dawned on me that this is the first bit of affection that I've gotten in like months from anybody, from either my family or from my boss. No, not my boss. My boss wouldn't hug me and all that stuff. Or anybody that I knew. I never got that sort of affirmation or affection from anybody in a long time. And that meant a lot. And I could sense that the staff with, their escorts or whatever, they kind of knew that I was feeling a bit down. So I was very surprised that they let me do the video and all that stuff. So I was very thankful for them. I'm very thankful to them. Not only that, but the entire staff for treating me like, like I belonged. So I decided to reach out to the Mets organization about it. I decided to reach out to Alex Cohen, who is co-owner of the team. So I basically told her, what happened a couple days prior. And then I told her about the hug. And then I told her that, so by the time this show airs, I will have already gone to Citi Field for my second game of the year, because I said that I'd be going to Citi Field on the 26th and I would be doing the batting practice experience, After I, did the batting practice thing, I got a very cheap seat and all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. But she responded like right away, and I was very surprised that she did, because I figure, a big time sports owner from New York wouldn't have the time for little old me. So I'm going to read the message that she wrote me, and I'm going to put it on the screen. It goes, Kyle, there's nothing stupid about your message. Depression is real and should not be ignored. I'm so happy to note that the simple act of kindness of a hug from Mrs. Met made you feel warmth and love. Try to remember that feeling the next time you're feeling down. You are special and you are loved, even though you may not feel this way all the time. We have all been there. You are also not alone. I'll keep you in my prayers and hope that you continue to find comfort in the simple things that life has to offer. If I'm there the 26th, I hope to meet you on the field. Thanks for reaching out. There's a reason why I'm a fan of this franchise and the Mets. It's because of things like this, the simple things, as simple as, just reaching out to somebody. And I basically just wanted to say thank you. And I wasn't, expecting this big thing. So, in conclusion, it's great to be a Mets fan. And I want to end on this. If you or someone you know is having a difficult time and are thinking of either hurting themselves or somebody else, please contact 988, the National Suicide Hotline. They are an incredible resource for anybody who is in need of help. I know there will be a next time to where I'll have a breakdown and all that stuff. And I hope not to call that number. But if I need to, it's there. I'll see you next time.